So I see that I'm sleeping, but I also hear a voice telling me, just don't turn around, and if you do, your life ends here. But you still have more. A parent who has a living child like this, and he tried so many times to call the authorities and say that this person is dangerous and to protect us. It's not easy. And an ethereal black figure enters, huge, the whole room darkened. But you know, I might be one of the happiest people on earth when I die. Why did I go to Cyprus at 19 and get married, immediately get pregnant and have a baby girl? We were both so happy. And at 9 months old, she wakes up on Epiphany Day in 1998 and she can't see.
Today I'm introducing you to a lady named Dobrinka, who is a mother of 5 children, has lived in several countries, and is a translator in 4 languages. She also teaches in the field of gas engineering and is one of the 4 women in England who work in this industry. A very interesting and colorful woman who looks like a designer from The Devil Wears Prada, but actually hides something much deeper inside herself. Real life lessons about courage, about how you can choose to react differently when life brings you to your knees. How there is always another way, and actually that is the way. And I am very grateful, I know she's watching this, for showing her courage, for standing up without anyone making her, without anyone knowing her. She shared a part of herself, of her positivity, of her inspiration, of her presence, and she leaves it in this studio forever. Dobrinka, welcome to Reality Investigators. Thank you for helping us organize this so quickly, in less than 10 days, and for creating this space. Welcome.
Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, because there are awakeners like you who have created this. This stellar broadcast, which radiates incredible light, it helps me in my awakening. And I believe that it will also help other people who may find at least a small part within themselves that will help them realize their intuition and their true self, which is very important on our journey and in life's lessons.
Help me understand very briefly where you come from, what your path has been up to now, before the awakening, and what was the thing, that main thing that made you agree to participate today.
I can share that my awakening was very difficult, very hard, but very positive. In the end, from my point of view, for many years, since my very birth, I was born in a wonderful country, Bulgaria. But I grew up in an era where we didn't have the right to choose. And I think that's very important, to have the right to choose. The very upbringing we were given back then, we grew up in a system where we did what we were told. Even if we felt something from our intuition inside, we didn't have the right to give it a voice. We didn't have the right to develop it. And over time, this affected my life path. On my relationships with my partners, on my relationships with my children. I am 50 years old, I have 5 children, 1 girl and 4 boys. Still, this is my first time being a parent to them. I haven't been a parent before. I was a child, I was a teenager, and suddenly they come into my life. So I'm also learning how to be a parent through them. By the way, somehow it's intuitive. Since I became a parent, I was inclined to let these children be themselves and not force them to become something. Simply because, in my opinion, they are a lesson for me, which means they came into my life to teach me something. I will teach them discipline, I will teach them. That's obvious, that's clear, but still they are a lesson for me about something.
Reality only seems predetermined. Beneath the surface, there are layers that reveal themselves only to those who dare to touch them with an open heart. The first large print run of Touching Reality is almost sold out, but there are still some copies left, and you can get it below in the description on our website, inara.bg. Since the fall, we've been doing everything possible to get the book into all retail locations so you can physically pick it up, touch it, or give it as a gift to your friends. Thank you for your support. Before that, just tell us, since you mentioned it when you came in, you look amazing. I have to compliment you on that, and you have a really cool style. Someone might think that you're an artist, or that you work in interior design, or that you paint, that
I have that within me as a gift. We always wonder where it comes from, though I never studied it. But I am very artistic, a very artistic person. I love art. I always support art and young people or older ones who are involved in it. But actually, I am a teacher and assessor in the gas industry in the UK. And I am also a gas engineer. I don't know how to say it in Bulgarian. Yes, and I am among the 4% of women in the UK who work in this industry. I constantly work with young people who are studying to become engineers. That atmosphere helps me to always be on the same wavelength as young people who are growing and learning. I also do translations in 4 languages, which are Russian, Greek, Bulgarian, and English. This helped me to work for myself, to be independent, and to have time to devote to myself, to the energy around me, and to the people I love. But not only that, because actually what we have as gifts and can share, we should do so.
How did you decide to get into the gas industry?
Sorry again.
For asking, but that's something quite, I would call it quite a specific dream when you're not.
Really, that was very far from my reality because I had been working in England at some very good companies.
And did you graduate in England as well?
I graduated in England. Yes, actually, that's where my path led me at one point in my life. At what age? I went there when I was 41. Yes, I went there at 41, wow. Also for many unexpected reasons, but it did me a lot of good. Because when COVID came, COVID was an impact, something that affected a lot. Every person on this earth, not just me or you. And actually, I was working for a very nice perfume brand at the airport in London. And when they told us that from March 13, 2020, no one would be working anymore, I just said to myself, what should I do now at this moment? I have children. I'm here in this country. I have to make something of myself. I can't just sit like this and wait for what? For the airports to open again. And then immediately, it took me maybe a week to think it over. I started searching in India on the internet for a different profession I could learn from home.
And what was that?
Well, the second one was the gas industry. Wow. And I thought to myself, well, this is regulated. This is like, it's like playing with a bomb when you take a boiler in front of you and you have to connect it. Everything has to be done properly with the hot water, the cold water, how it circulates. It's like a bomb. If you don't know how to do it or install it, entering a home can endanger many lives. And actually, since I know my potential, I tell myself, well, we've learned so many things. Let's take on this as well. And after 6 months, I qualified as a teacher, as a gas engineer, and they gave me a job right away. They gave me a job immediately.
What was your first job when you had to manage on your own?
My first job was with another male engineer at British Gas. We went to install a boiler in a house. And it was really, I can say, a big challenge. Because for a woman to show up in work clothes as an engineer and to carry the big bag with all kinds of tools inside, and when they look at you, they say to themselves, well, there must be some kind of mistake here, right? Maybe something's not right.
When are the real engineers going to come?
Yes, when will the real ones come? But when they see because most people in England watch what an engineer does to make sure that for what they're paying him, he's actually doing his job. And when they watch how you behave, with confidence that you know what you're doing, they gradually develop respect for you. I say gradually because I've had many tough moments in an industry that's predominantly male.
That's another topic we can definitely open up. Yes, but I want you to tell me what you brought us and how you even got into all of this. Also, while I was listening to you, it happened because of COVID, that you had to change your activity, but what you said came from you. You said, I know I have great potential. So, were you already aware of this kind of gift? I want you to tell me that as well. When did you realize what it is in you? How did you recognize that you have it and that you can handle any situation?
Your questions are very interesting. Thank you for that. And I hope this show will be enough for us. If you don't make it, then after that, yes, because the way I understood gifts, when you have children, you just start to know how to do things on your own. The way you present it to the child with a smile so they're happy and eat it, I don't think you need school for that. So I see how it comes to me naturally, how to cook it, how to make it colorful, how to make it good for him.
Yes, that's true, but not everyone approaches it that way and does it. You know, just give it to them quickly because we're in a hurry and want to get it over with.
Well, maybe it's because I'm the kind of person who likes to bring love and a smile into my everyday life. It's very easy to make that choice. When we have something we need to assess, we instantly have two choices. You can either smile at that thing and choose it, solve it with a smile, or you can frown and say, oh, what kind of things are showing up here now? Instantly, from each choice, the solution also appears. And if I smile at that thing that has appeared and imagine it with love and a spark, it will be resolved very easily. But if I approach it negatively or start to see it as a warning sign, even more will appear. Here's my approach. When a problem arises, it's not really a problem. We choose paths that create challenges for ourselves. So instead of asking why it happened, know that if a problem appears, the solution exists.
A solution can't appear without a problem, and a problem can't appear without a solution.
Without there being a solution, there's no way. There are at least two solutions, not to mention more. But in principle, there are always at least two internally, regardless. No matter what difficulties I've faced in my life, I've chosen to smile. Make it like a flower, like the sun, like a rainbow. Bring that even to a plate. When you have children, you have to improvise, to be creative, to have a spark inside you. Because you are the first thing the child sees. Whether it's a parent or grandparents or sisters. No matter what, because life can offer you all kinds of situations. But in my life, my children constantly saw only me. Through various changes in partners, family, and other different things. I created this circle with my children as a family to inspire them, not to change them. This is a very delicate matter. I don't want to change you. I want to bring you light. And it just comes naturally. When you ask me how I understood it, it just happened by itself. I always chose the smile, the spark, and love. I am. And I could choose the other side as well.
I definitely could.
I definitely don't doubt it. When I look at these 5 beings, I don't want to tell them, I want you to become, what's it called, a dentist. I want you to become an artist. I want you to become... But why should I want that? If I want to pass something on to the child, what I want to become, Dobrinka, you do that for the child. See what it has come with and help it rise in that. He likes animals, help him in that environment. I like worlds, help me in that area. We shouldn't. In my opinion, love is something you should accept exactly as it is, not break it into pieces. Oh, this isn't it, that isn't it, this doesn't turn into love.
Right from the start, we went deep.
Well, that's it. The show itself, even from the studio, has real depth. The show itself is stellar. You see what kind of path it lifts up, with what light it just raises it into the never ending. Do you feel it rising?
Eternal light.
Eternal light.
Let's keep this here. I'll show you.
We're keeping this, yes?
This is me and Dobrinka, probably in Photoshop or maybe on Canva for months. And you'll tell me how long before our meeting today this was. And here there are other things that I have no idea what you've prepared and why you brought them.
So it's very interesting because this has already existed in reality and in a space where we were supposed to arrive. And this is today's date. I want to say that my awakening started at an incredible speed. So when I began to awaken, things started happening very quickly and at an incredible pace. And actually, I watched your shows even when you started saying 10 facts about different people. I could have known those 10 facts. But it was pleasant for me to watch and listen to you because your voice, the structure of your face, it just has a light, an awakener that creates a sense of calm and gives you a spark for the light. And actually, I go to bed according to that day. I won't forget it. That was 7 months ago. And as I fall asleep, I start to see the dream in which it is given to me. Actually, maybe I wasn't even asleep.
How do you explain this state?
I explain it like this.
That you have already fallen asleep or are half asleep?
Well, let's see now how to explain it, because
The way you understand it?
in my opinion, it's like being half asleep, exactly like being half asleep. Because just when I felt that I had fallen asleep, I just heard. I heard this voice, the one I always hear asking me, "Are you ready?" And I say yes. And with some incredible speed, he takes me to the studio here.
That is, you see it, this voice.
I see it here. If I can show it, I see that I'm in the studio here, and we're talking about enlightenment, about the light. And I say, but I'm watching it from the side. That's what I say. This is some kind of parallel reality where it's me and Stoyan, and we're talking exactly about what I find meaningful right now. I've always had that meaning, but I never gave it any light. You know, I've always been like on pause, like structured, to wake up and do everything programmed, like a robot. Not for myself, but for completely different people, like children, partners, parents, grandmothers. So I see myself in the spaces of so many people except my own. So this has always been somehow ingrained in me. But I was like on pause. I hadn't pressed the button I am. And as you say, remember who you are.
This is very important. What does this sentence mean to you? Remember who you are.
This sentence means to me, remember who you are. To look inside myself and start answering the questions. Dobrinka, how do you know this? How can you do this? You didn't go to school for this. Where do you carry it from? This thing is from somewhere in this life of yours. Here I am. If I have come in this reincarnation, in this rebirth, to understand what love is. I have brought the other things with me from other lives that I have lived. What I am today, my face, my voice, my temperament, my expression, this has been carried through my years, from experiences in other lives in which I gradually remember what it is. If I am given this information completely, it becomes super new. How, Vroom?
How did you start to remember this knowledge up to this knowledge? I started to remember them through
dreams and through meditation. I admit it. So let's just finish, just 1 second to finish. So here, when I saw you, I get excited in the morning at full speed. We need to edit right away. I'm with this. I need to take the picture here. That's how I'll do it.
You can see that you're currently wearing this outfit.
Yes, right. My hairstyle is different. It's styled differently. Maybe I'm smiling, but as you can see, that's it. I've written down that it will happen at INRA BG 2026.
That's exactly right. It's very interesting. You wrote this down 7 months ago, but did you make this print after the dream? Or did you make it first and then have the dream?
Oh, I did it after the dream. And I was told that this will happen in 2026. That's why I made it right away and wrote it down. And then it's obvious that it's from my notebook, which I started writing in now with the awakening, because there's a lot of information, really a lot of information. And actually, let's continue, because after that comes another dream that shows me that right now I have a choice. Oh, or to continue awakening in the universe itself and to touch everything that has been given to me as gifts and enlightenment so that my intuitive self can develop, or to stay in the matrix, which remains with just 2 or 3 colors, exactly as I was programmed in a system where I had to do it.
Can you give me an example so I can understand it better?
Well, to help you understand it better,
So what kind of system?
what a system. What kind of system do you need? Whatever the children ask for, you have to do it. Whatever the parents ask for, you have to do it. Whatever the school asks for, you have to do whatever they ask you at work. You have to do whatever your partners ask you. And at the end of the day, when the day is over, I go to my bed and I say, okay, what did I do for myself today? I understand I did whatever I could for everyone, not what I wanted to do, because I don't want to do a lot of things for everyone, but I did what I could. This is a very, very delicate matter. But where was I in this day for myself? What did I do? Absolutely nothing, absolutely nothing. And this screaming started inside me, but it's been going on for years internally, constantly.
Internal accusation was there, not so much accusation.
As much as a scream from deep inside me? How much longer? What else is it sending you? I started to be constantly sick, every month sick, bedridden, with chills, with a fever, delirious. And still I kept saying, no, this is exactly how I have to do it. That's what they say. Protect the family, make sure the husband comes home, take care of the children. That's how it should be. At one point, if I keep protecting all of this, I'm destroying myself because I can't grow. I can't develop. I'm living other people's lives.
You're in a vicious circle, you get up.
But absolutely, like I said, I was waking up in a galaxy of my own, right there at my own address. So we are in one universe on Earth, a universe that consists of several planets. But I had a separate universe at my address where I would wake up and there were so many planets. And I was literally splitting into particles.
Do you remember the first moment when your inner self challenged you and you truly listened to it?
Yes, I remember it like it happened yesterday. That was when I was on the journey last September, on the 25th in Vietnam, all alone. That was my awakening.
I decided to go to Vietnam all by myself.
Myself with myself. Well, that's exactly when I pressed the button. I am, remember who you are, exactly in that experience. When I was alone, there was no one else.
And do you know where you're going? No, what exactly? Why? I go there.
Because it was planned by my partner. And when it happened that I had to break up with him, the journey was already planned and it was there. He had planned it somewhere in some reality, some future, in some parallel world, and it was just there. Back then, I told myself I had a choice. Either stay here and keep seeing absolutely the same thing and the same people every day, or just take myself, go there, and meet myself. I need to figure out who I am while I have all this weight around me every day. Well, it's not really a burden, it's just commitments. Yes, but actually they didn't help me find myself because it's constant. Yeah. To give yourself without having the chance, without having that, how can I say this? Without having the time to turn around, to ask yourself, who are you? You are a mother, you are Dobrinka, and that's it.
Do you know what comes to my mind? Many people would say, because you know this concept is very popular in spiritual circles, right? Give of yourself, serve others. And many people listening would say to themselves, but what was the problem? You gave your all, you did everything possible, but you weren't whole, you didn't feel complete, you didn't feel happy. And somehow for you, this process started in reverse, meaning you gave your all, but you neglected your own desires, your passion, yourself, your questions that you were waiting to be answered. And look, this is very interesting.
It's very interesting because really the challenges in my life have required me to give a lot of love, a lot of energy from myself. But in my opinion, these have been lessons for me that finally come through giving that love and energy. The moment when it's hinted to you internally, your own intuition tells you you've passed your exams, you've graduated from university. Now is the time for you to help yourself. You helped your parents, you helped your grandparents, your grandma and grandpa, you helped your children, you did everything possible for your partners. But where are you? You have also come to evolve, to grow. Actually, this tinkos inside me was constantly screaming, it's good that you're doing this, but Dobrinka, where are you? And it just tears me apart here. And again, Mom, right now? Actually, in my opinion, we people, since all of us as humanity are created for something, we are created from one whole, in my opinion, which has been broken apart. We need to bring it back together with this light, because all these gifts in every person, not just me, I am not anything more than anyone else, nor am I more. It's simple. It's a matter of discovering it within ourselves.
What happened in Vietnam?
In Vietnam, I go and it's like I've already been there, you know.
You step in and you say to yourself, this place feels familiar, this place feels familiar.
The people, how apparently the right people were sent to me, the right destinations, everything, since it was all planned, I just dove into it. I said, I'm going to stand with myself. There's no outside energy to see which one is my own energy, because I know the energy I give out is huge. But for myself, which is my energy, where is it? What is my own color?
And what did you discover there?
I discovered a lot of answers there. But what was very interesting was that on the second night I was in Vietnam, I was getting ready to sleep. I locked my room and I was getting ready to sleep. And again, it happens that I see myself lying in bed, covered up. And a very ethereal black figure enters, very ethereal. She just came in through the door as if there was nothing there, into the space, so huge, the whole room darkened. But I listen to myself, stay still, just don't move. And I say, okay, I won't move now. And I watch myself not moving. I see this black ethereal figure here, but I also see a very tiny light above me, right above me. And I feel how this light is. The same voice that constantly speaks to me through my intuition and tells me, don't move. If you turn around, your life here ends. And I say, come on, how is that possible? Now, with just one turn, I mean, I'm dreaming, I'm sleeping. So I say, it's not possible, but how do I see it from above? I mean, I see myself sleeping, but I also hear the voice telling me, just don't turn around. If you turn around, your life ends here and you still have more. And I say, that's it. That's exactly what happened. A hand just went to this side of my head and didn't let me turn around. Seconds, just a few seconds, the room cleared up and the light went away. I got confused. Come the next day to see which books I have to read, some kind of complete, absolutely complete absurd.
A complete change?
An absurd change. So I make a list of which books I have to read. I make a list of what I need to do. I start at full speed, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. So my dreams back then were, I saw this during one of the 15 days I was in Vietnam, and this next thing here.
Tell me about this first.
This means that when you find yourself and turn to the universe, your own neutrons start to gain colors. You start to see a completely different palette of colors, to understand the colors that are within us. You don't see it just as black and white or gray. And what else? The leaves start, the tree begins to leaf out. It's very interesting. I just created it the way I saw it in my dream.
And what does it say here? 1 times 2, 2 lines, or 1 life?
1 times 2 lines, 1 life or life. So in 1 life, we can have 2 worlds. Yes, exactly. Just like it happened to me. That's exactly what happened to me when I look at my inner self. And this inner...
What is that down there?
That's like my brain.
That's the brain and up.
It's like a tree now, which is like the universe.
It's infinite. And the path in the middle,
The middle path is our choice.
is it enough to...
The path in the middle is our choice.
But why? On the left it says God, universe, energy, and on the right matrix, program, energy. So
Because I believe in God, what was created around us, and we ourselves, this is not by chance. It's simply magnificent. When you look closely at everything that is created for us, around us, it is perfect and it is everything we need. Well, so 2 eyes, 1 brain, 2 ears, 1 mouth, 1 heart, and some people even have, 2 hearts. Sure, I probably have 2 legs. Your whole system, it's been created perfectly, exactly for what you need here. If I was supposed to be a circle, maybe I would be one of Saturn's rings, right? But I was created with all these details, and I came here to test myself, to awaken, to become enlightened, and to help other people. You are amazing people, this show. Every single one of your guests that I've watched. Dobrinka, but you have this. Oops, 1, then the other show. Dobrinka, but you have this too. Oops, 2, and then 1, 1, 1. They become 100, 1 to 100. And I say to myself, this is unique. Look, only with awakeners like you and like Valia, this is unique. How do you give light to so many other people like us to remember who we are? Because we need this information. We do. The information is enormous at this moment. But where is all this information coming from right now? Well, here it is, from the Matrix. And what do we need? We need the divine, that we are connected to it. When I, just like I teach the children, live in a way that when you leave this world, you can take it with you.
how so?
What can you take with you? The memories, the love, the smile. Your spirituality. If I could take a pool, a car, a house, a plane with me, I would fight for that. Not for love, not for the fact that you did something good for someone today. I have rules at home. If you don't do something good, you don't go through the door that day.
Actually, you have... Right now, listening to you, I'm reminded of a thought by Earl Nightingale, who says we actually all our priceless things, those you can't put a price on, value, have come to us for free. Our souls, our bodies, our love, our affection for family, our joy, our inspiration for ideas, for dreams. But all the other things that we put a price on and value so much and want and complain about are actually very cheap and can be replaced at any time. Even if your house gets torn down or burns down, you can build it again. But the things that have come to us naturally, we can't replace them. They are simply a part of us.
That is the greatest wealth. For me, that's the most important thing. When you learn to live and to gather things you can take with you when you leave. But I might be one of the happiest people on earth when I die.
Why?
Well, because I will take so much with me. Such love, such light, such awakening, such gifts from this experience in this parallel life path. At the moment when I experience this, I will simply be a very happy and dead person. Really, because I have accumulated so much. Very interesting.
Tell me, how did you learn to look at life as experiences? And what I will take from this parallel line, and not the hard life of Dobrinka that crushed her, and she is already exhausted and worn out at her age, and she just wants to rest. Just like I'm not exaggerating with the percentages, over 70% of people your age feel. Subscribe.
Thank you for the kind words, because if I have to mention it, I also qualified at 48 years old. That's it. We're still learning. There's no stopping. And when you want to, well, how can I explain it? I'll explain it this way. Just like I started, you have the right to choose. Bulgaria right now, and not only now, is in one of its golden eras. You can see how many choices we have. So if we don't choose now what makes us happy and fulfilled, even though we have the chance, I have nothing else to say. And when we think about our ancestors who didn't have the option to choose this, why?
Well, yes.
Absolutely. That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you so much. I love you, whoever you are. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're in the right place.
And you have made one of the places?
And I have too. Yes, that's exactly what I want to say. That the choice, whenever I've made it, choose a smile, Dobrinka, it's easier. Even your facial muscles work, right? When you do this instead of this, it's really nice. Do something good. If you say to someone, hello, how are you? Do you need anything? How hard is it really to do that, right? How much might a person need today? How much might you need? Even when my children go shopping, and when I do too, I always tell them to have 10 extra pounds with them. It could be for a child or an elderly person or someone else. We shouldn't put people into categories. If someone doesn't have enough for something, maybe for a drink or a bite to eat, always pay for it. That makes you a generous person. And actually, through all the things and challenges I went through, I was very, very negative. Years ago, I admit it. I want to be honest with myself, and that's exactly what I've been doing in the past few months. I look in the mirror at my little planets and honestly admit to myself, Dobrinka, what are you grateful for? Be real with yourself, and that's why I want to be true to myself. I used to be very negative when I faced big challenges. Until I realized, I just told myself at one point, okay, I accept it because when this happens in some way, in some aspect, it's for my own good and not just mine. Let me not look at it selfishly. It's for the good of the universe.
But if you manage to accept that it's good for you, through this act you will automatically make it good for the universe as well.
Exactly. And let me say something else that just came to me. I saw a parallel version of myself.
Was that it? You shared with us before we began. The real moment of your awakening, many people say, wake up my awakening. But that long-awaited aha moment, was that it for you? When you finally felt that voice that said, it's done, this is it.
Yes. After one meditation, I admit it, I started doing a lot of exercises to meditate.
But why I admit it, it's as if this is something
that makes it easier. Yes, after a meditation, I get up and try to ground myself. Earthly, right? That you have to do something earthly to realize you're on the earth. And I always do that. Or I carry bread with me and start giving it to the sparrows around me, something to ground myself. Or I've prepared something else. So I can feel that I'm here again in this reality, and then I leave. And as I walk, I know that there's only nature around me. Suddenly on my right side, I see my own version walking parallel to me, and I say to myself, come on now, how is this possible? I turn to the left, no one, I turn to the right, and there, parallel to my right, is a parallel version of myself.
What did he look like?
Well, he looked more elevated than I am. I mean, he had a slightly longer neck. He was wearing very light clothes, but they were like crystal, just in these robes, like crystal. You could actually see through them. You understand? And with a light little diamond right here, like this, exactly at the beginning, like a rectangle, the light was just shining from inside. It's not that it was stuck here, but in the very surroundings of the face, you could see it there from the inside. And as it goes, it tells me mentally, I am another version of the same self. That's what it was.
And now?
That was it. crucial. And since I see that there is absolutely no one around, it's just nature. And I say to myself, hey, now there's nowhere else to go, nowhere else to say anything. You can't see this and then deny it. You can't do that before.
Do you have things that you have denied, kept denying?
I kept denying them. I was denying my own intuition. That's exactly what I think led to my life path, which gave me so many challenges, because I didn't give energy to my intuition. I wasn't honest with myself. I'm telling myself this.
Thank you for that. And I'll ask you something, and you're entirely within your rights to tell me whatever you decide, but for the sake of others who are listening and watching us, how comfortable are you sharing one of these challenges so we can give everyone a better understanding, actually about your journey, about the strength that you carry within yourself?
I'm 100% comfortable because this is something that happened to me as an ordinary person to elevate me spiritually and to open my intuition towards myself. I believe that through your star show, it can help at least one soul. Today, I just want to share that after so many challenges and trials in my life since I was little. I will only mention the last ones that happened last year, and there were 4 of them that were truly decisive.
What was the first decisive moment?
The first thing was January 2025 when I lost my job at a private college in London. I won't say the reason, it was shocking. Then on March 2025, I had to give away my beloved dog, a German Shepherd named King, whom I had taken care of for 3.5 years. I had to give him to someone because I knew that we could no longer give him what he needed. The pain was indescribable inside because for me, animals are beings whose endless love and the way they look at you with their eyes cannot be described. And for me to do this as a movement, it was really very Bulgarian. But it turned out better because in the end, I accepted it, that I had to raise him for 3.5 years so that he could be. For this person you found, I just clicked with him.
So you found meaning in the time that was given to you?
Absolutely. After that, in June, the children who live with me sit down and discuss with me that I, as a parent, should call what's it called? The authorities. So that I can report one of my children who has problems with drugs. And this is my second boy, but the third child, who is now 26 years old. So we tried everything as a whole with which I raised these children, and we were always together so that this child would turn out this way. To accuse you and to threaten you with unbelievable procedures that they will do to you as a parent and to your brothers and your sister. It's really something that is a big challenge. And from a parent who has a living child like this and has tried so much to reach who has problems, to the decision to take with the other members of the family, to go to the authorities and say that this person is dangerous, and to protect us. This is not easy. This is not easy to this day. I will always want this child to be well. I will care because I care. I call. Back home, there are people who are still there and they will send them to see how he is. But there is no improvement, no matter how much energy we put in. Because sometimes they say it's not about the money. Because if I win 1 million and go give it all to him without helping another person, if he himself doesn't want to help himself, it doesn't matter how much money you give him. It doesn't matter how much energy you invest. He just can't appreciate it. No, he's in darkness. And after that thing, and during the hospitality month, I lost my partner, which was an incredible experience, but there was something else. This partner, 4.5 years before I started the relationship with him, I get a vision, again from myself, from my intuition, but I deny it. My intuition tells me, we will send you a person who will knock on your door and you will have to give him a chance in your life because he will teach you things, but you will also teach him things. It won't be long lasting, but he is your teacher. And I said, hey, enough with these Scheherazade stories, enough with these dreams. So then before I give any more,
But Adi, you didn't pay attention to him. That's how it was for me.
About 4 or 5 months go by, my water heater breaks down. We're talking about the year 2020 or 2021. My water heater broke down. An engineer knocked on my door, came in, fixed my water heater, and that was it. That was the person I was supposed to give a chance to in my life, who was meant to be my teacher. And he taught me a lot of things, really a lot of things. Positive, negative, I don't see them as positive or negative. I take them as lessons. And when the end came, I knew the end was coming.
Did you sense it coming?
You could just sense it because your inner self, your intuition tells you. Your frequencies just don't match anymore. The time your paths ran in parallel, when you were meant to be together, you learned your lesson. That's great. That was my most wonderful breakup.
What was the main lesson you learned and can now say you've mastered?
The main lesson was that I will return to love again. Love is not selfish. Love is about giving and receiving. Not just yourself, but also what the other person who shares their humanity with you gives. But we share one humanity together, so what are we dividing? I can't understand what we're dividing. The only thing we share as humanity is the universe, so what could we possibly be dividing? Nothing. It was incredible because a lot of people ask themselves, oh, what did I do for him or for her? Let's not be so specific. They didn't give me anything back. But why do you do something just to get the same thing in return? Do it and let it go. Just do it. That's what love is.
This month, the topic in our membership was about dreams and the experiences of all the participants in our membership each month. We do a live webinar that lasts about 2 hours and we meet with you on a video call. We get to know each other and share for a moment a common space where there is no judgment, and we simply allow ourselves to experience what is in the moment. Also, in our membership, you will find audio meditations, video meditations, and videos that are for members only. E-books, part of the list of books that have helped me on my journey and continue to help me. So, if you are interested, there is a link below where you can sign up. We are working very hard on the new vision and the new design of the membership experience to make it like streaming. The platforms will have all episodes of Reality Explorers and all episodes of The Hidden Reality uploaded, so they are available to you 24/7 with no ads or interruptions, which I know can be annoying for you. It's just that on YouTube, if you haven't gotten YouTube Premium, that's simply the way. Accept it. That allows us to keep doing what we do. If they annoy you, get Premium or join the membership. Very soon, all episodes will be available and you'll be able to watch them without any ads or interruptions. Thank you. What kind of person are you? Do you think these good examples and acts of giving, sharing love, whether it's material or someone doing a lot for someone else, should be shared? Or are you on the side that believes this should be done quietly, gently, and only by those who should?
Will understand. Now, your question is very interesting and it's a very good question. But in my opinion, when you give in the spiritual sense, nothing is required from you. It requires some kind of energy that you just need to share. But as people, we always come back to that when we share material things. Look how much I gave you. Why are you turning it this way and that? If you gave me some material help and then keep reminding me about it, why is that? Did you give it to me? Did you really give me that material help? Did you give it to me just so you could redeem yourself later? Actually, when you do something wrong to me and then you say it just to cover it up, you tell me, but didn't I help you? Didn't I help you materially? But why are you hiding behind that?
That's just manipulation.
That's absolute manipulation. So, to answer your question, honestly, when we share spirituality and love, nothing is required from us. Nothing is required. Just go and smile at someone on the street, say hello, even if they don't respond, just give it away. Do you pay a fee for a smile? Well, no. Do you pay a fee for a hug? Well, no. Then why don't you give it? Why don't you give it?
People believe someone will take it from them.
Well, take my smile. I have another one anyway. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? You can't steal my smile.
That's so Bulgarian.
But that's exactly how it is.
Very true.
It happened to me these days in Sofia, let's say, because I really love Bulgaria. Bulgaria is a wonderful country. Bulgaria has such energy with souls that you can see how much we contribute. But I want to say that even in Sofia, I greet people with hello, hello, and I smile. Even when I get on the bus, I pay €1, I get on the bus, and I'm happy I'm on the bus. Look, I'm going to pass through the Park of Freedom, and I watch how people look at me. But why is she all dressed up, and what's so funny and nice as she looks here at the bus and outside? Well, it's wonderful. Do you realize that we have this chance to do it? I'm already 50 years old. From now on, everything is a gift. It's a bonus for me. I got married, got divorced, had partners. I have children. I tasted the sweet wine from my children, and I tasted the bitter wine from my children too. Let's not even talk about parents. But I chose this for myself. I chose my parents. Because if I wanted to rise as some kind of spiritual person in this life of mine, I chose exactly those kinds of parents who wouldn't help me in the vibration that I wanted.
How did they treat you when you were younger?
Well, I didn't know my father until I was 16. I didn't know him at all. Then
I got to know him
at 16, when I turned 16, they told me, yes, he's alive. You can go see him. He lived in Bankia. My mother definitely loved me. I can be sure of that. She kissed me all over my chubby cheeks, if I can put it that way. She gave me what she could, but I didn't have a happy childhood, if I can put it that way. A childhood spent sucking my thumb. She grew up without a father, or let's say a childhood with a kind of growing up in an environment where you have to do it, whether you want to or not. And actually the years went by, but they had a big effect after that. My life, as I said, because with my husband, with whom I lived abroad, I built my family of 4 children. I lived with him for 15 years, and it was really a lot. Well, how can I say it? In life, everything is like one thing, like an airplane. It takes off and it has to land, but will it crash land on its back, or will it land smoothly? And for me, I've experienced a very beautiful love. Not just one. I've experienced many beautiful love stories. I've experienced being a parent. But I've been through major hardships in my life. Because let's say I was a very young parent at 19 and a half years old with my first little girl, my child, at 9 years old. She got glaucoma, her eye turned, and she couldn't see anything. At 9 years old, at 9 months. So let's put it this way, just to make it clear. At 19 and a half, I moved to another country. I went to Cyprus, got married, and immediately got pregnant. Everything happened so fast. Everything was moving so fast, and there was no information at all. Back then, for young people, just like now, and a baby girl was born, we were both so happy, and everyone around us was too. And at 9 months old, she woke up on Epiphany, January 6th, 1998, and she couldn't see. And I looked at her, and one of her eyes was simply gone. It was completely white, and she was leaning to one side in the walker on January 6th. That's the Epiphany cross. When they throw the cross into the water, everyone is somewhere. They're at restaurants to watch the cross being thrown, and we're running around trying to find doctors. And then he went back to Cyprus. Then over the phone, they just told us, nobody here performs this surgery. You have to go to London. Within 8 hours that day, we were in London.
Suddenly,
You see your child, my husband Christos, he is still alive, a very tall man. You should see him. A tall man collapsing in a London hospital because he can't bear to see a 9-month-old child in the middle of the night with a 360-degree eye condition being operated on. I was pregnant with the second one. How strong did I have to be? A young girl at 20 years old. And then actually I told myself I would never come to London again. Yes. Just that. Is that how you want to see it? You see, we have other plans for you, Dobrinka. I mean, the years went by. I raised my daughter. They were incredible, as they say. At school, she was teased a lot because for 7 years in a row, every day I had to put a patch on one of her eyes so the operated one would work, so she wouldn't end up looking like she had a squint. And actually, it was really hard. But here they are today. The kids, my boys, are both 2 meters tall. My daughter is 30 years old with beautiful eyes, a real beauty. I've done what I could.
You've done much more than that, though.
And actually, something that really hurts me about the kids, last year when I was depressed, I was in a very, very deep depression when everything was black in front of me for days and weeks. And you see, when I just shared with the kids, one of them said to me, well, Mom, do whatever you want. And it hit me like a thunderbolt. How am I supposed to do whatever I want? What do I even know how to do? All my life, I've taken care of children. All my life, I've taken care of partners. All my life, I've looked after my parents. You've survived. You've taken care. You've survived. Yes, parents, right?
You've survived. You focused on survival.
Yes, you've worked, right? What do I actually want? And can I achieve it at this age? It's very painful for a parent to feel that they're no longer needed. If you understand me, what I mean intellectually.
I understand you. You're going through it.
Yes.
It's very painful.
Because I've given of myself. I don't want someone to give it back to me, but it's very painful. When they didn't say it to hurt me, but they said it with the intention of do whatever you want.
Be free.
Be free. Am I free? How can I be free? And so the process begins and starts. First, it pushed me into such a depression, such darkness, to show me the light. Otherwise, there was no way. And if I hadn't received those blows that came from the side and within my own circle, there wouldn't have been any guidance, any awakening. It would have just stayed inside me and kept going like that. I would have had to return here and repeat everything until I woke up. But apparently this time I came with a good contract because the blows started coming quite painfully, very painfully. But I don't hold a grudge against anyone, absolutely no one. I'm grateful to every partner, to every child, to every parent, or grandmother, or how do you say, colleagues. I'm grateful to them. By the way, I just want to share because it was All Souls Day a few days ago and I visited quite a few places. Everyone I know has passed away. Parents, grandmothers, grandfathers, mother, father, brothers and sisters. I don't have anyone, so you can understand the only things I have are myself, God, and my children. You see, one of my children is alive, but I have lost him. It's not easy for a parent. It's not easy at all. Very much so.
Tell me, when that happened to you, and with everything else that happened to you just last year, all within 1 year. Going back to what happened with your child, tell me, how did you manage at that moment to accept that it's necessary in order to live a fulfilling and noble life, for you to react differently? Where did you get that from?
This is universal, this is divine, these are our guides, these are our teachers who, as I say, maybe this child was meant to come and behave this way. To teach me what it is, because it's not easy to teach me what it is. That you, as a living being, can only give. What parent wants their child to be involved with drugs? Just tell me one parent. What parent wants their child to be homeless? What parent wants their child to be involved in something bad? Oh, come on, we're going to extremes. There's no such person. But otherwise, how do we learn to accept? You have to accept it. That's your lesson. You have to accept it. That's because actually you came here, Dobrinka, to give and to receive what you need for your own growth.
Do you have someone who helped you with this understanding? Like a teacher, I mean a physical one, not in the spiritual realm?
Everything about spiritual energy. Children are just children. I never blame children and I don't expect anything from them. I can't expect a 23-year-old or a 12-year-old or a 30-year-old to step into the mindset of a 50-year-old, especially as a parent, when they are not parents themselves. I can't expect that from the children, but where are my parents? They have passed away. So who is left for me to ask for help? There is no one. So I am alone. I am a strong link. In my family, I have 4 boys. That's quite a lot. I don't have the right to cry. I don't have the right to show, what's it called, weakness. But how? This is masculine energy. And since we all have both masculine and feminine energy inside us, in me, but the masculine energy prevails. It's like, it's an army from the morning. Because regardless of whether, in my opinion, discipline, I'm not even going to say discipline, because even a lazy person needs discipline. Like when you get up and you just feel lazy, that actually takes discipline. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah, it's still discipline, that thing, so I wouldn't really call it discipline. But what I want to say is that here we're talking about something where I, as Dobrinka, had to be strong in front of the kids, in front of my partner, in front of my work. You can't bring that kind of thing to the workplace. I work with students, with young people who have hope for the future. You have to be positive. You have to be careful. And actually, I come home, and the only person I can ask for any kind of advice is myself. So, Dobrinka, what can you do now? How can you react to this? And again, I choose.
And what do you do to improve this communication? Do you meditate? Keep a journal? Maybe yes. Again,
You're right. For 3 weeks, I get up in the morning and write down 7 things I'm grateful for.
that I have every day for 3 weeks. Where did that come from?
It comes to me from some part of my personality, which gives me things around me in some parallel reality, I guess. Thank you. 7 things I'm grateful for. I write down the first 7. I have my coffee. I need to have a cup of coffee. And while I'm drinking my coffee, I write 7 things I'm grateful for. I say thank you right at the moment I wake up. I say thank you for 7 things I want to happen to me. And 7 reasons why I want these 7 things that I wished for to happen. Because it's very important what you want. Can you pay the price for what you want? So I write down, let's say, I'm grateful that I have this and that. I'm grateful that I have this and that. 7 things. It's very easy to list a lot, but then I write down 7 things that I want to happen to me. What do you wish would happen to you daily?
Are you different?
You write the same thing until the first or the second one happens, and then I remove it from your list and write a new one in its place. Do you understand? Until it happens to me, because you need to know what you want. Can you pay the price for it? Always. Whenever you gain something, always. I've learned that in the darkest chapter of my life. When you want something to happen to you, and it does, instantly, you have to accept that you will lose something else. You can't have everything, every single thing you hold on to. Just like that, it will leave by inertia. It will simply move away from gravity. It comes to you, then it moves away from you. You can't hold on to it. So you need to know what you're praying for, what you want. Can you pay the price? And even when it happens to you, are you ready to give something?
That's exactly what I was about to say, that the next sentence, if you receive, means that the very next day you have to give. And that's how I've set myself up.
That's exactly how it is, in my opinion. So, okay, you want this, Dobrinka, and you will do it, but you have to be ready that you will have to give something. Are you ready to give it? Otherwise, why are you praying? Why do you want it? It's not just about wanting. Energy is a movement, so it gives you, takes, gives, takes. It's very selfish, in my opinion, to want only to receive from the energy, but you can't.
You can't.
You can't just receive energy because we are energetic beings. If we were, let's say a little cup and you just put pencils inside, but even then, even if you only put pens and pencils, it still fills up. You can't leave it like that. You need to remove a pencil or pen to make space.
Well, everywhere that's a rule, absolutely. So,
In my opinion, there is a law in the universe which is I am, yes, but
I am everything. I am everything.
I am everything. So you have to be ready for absolutely everything. You accept, you lose, but that's how it happened with the child. Okay, fine, but I am grateful that I had him and I still have him. Let him be healthy, right? Let him find his own path, but I am grateful that I had him. He taught me, not the other way around. See, he taught me to be a parent, to have the strength to call and to report about him.
To turn your own child over to someone else.
And again, it's to protect the rest of the circle I've created, am creating. That's the other 4 children and myself. It's not easy, but that's the lesson. This isn't just some school. This is absolutely a university. To pass an incredible exam,
Going through all these things that knocked me down, at the end, after the situation with your partner, you said everything felt like a black screen to me.
yes,
What do you mean?
I wake up, I don't see any light. I know where my kitchen is. I know where the kids are.
This is in England?
In England, in my own space, basically, I know where the supermarket is. I know where my car is. But it's a black screen. You can't see any progress, any color at all. Total darkness, running into incredible depression. I'm very honest about this with myself. Thank you for that. Running into incredible depression. There just wasn't any light to be seen. This went on for days, up to 2-3 weeks. It was 3 weeks. Yes, and in the end,
Were you working during that time?
I was working, of course.
That I was working at my job?
At work, the job was absolutely the same. Black screen, mechanical. I know everything, I pass it on. Okay, just like that, just to get through.
Just to get through the day?
And since I'm very reserved in my work, I work in an industry that's very male-dominated. Energy. I'm not like that. Oh, yes, I finish work, grab my bag and leave. But I want to finish by saying that after this black screen, what follows is every day a black screen, every day a black screen, black, black, black. Well, that's not possible. The light comes, the light appears, and it starts. Dobrinka, but do you really have the right to choose? Okay, but are you the one creating your own reality? Okay, I wake up. There's no black screen anymore. There's Dobrinka Flex. I turn on the TV and my own show starts playing, my series, my day to day. I'm my own director. I'm my own producer. I'm my own actor. Do you want to do this? Yes, don't hesitate. Just do it. Oh, I'm projecting it perfectly for myself. I just watch my own reality every day. I don't need a TV.
Just look at what my reality is called.
My reality, that's Dobrinka Flex. What would you like from me today? And it all started simply because there was something very interesting that was shown to me in meditation, and I will share it with you. Go ahead. I haven't told this to anyone. There's no one else except the kids, but I will share it with you. They showed me in a hall, like a movie theater with a big screen. They put me there and showed me my life up until now. And I watched it, I just watched it and thought to myself, that's really nice. I'm satisfied with everything, with everyone who has hurt me, with everyone who has greeted me, with everyone who has given me something good. Bravo, what a wonderful life. But then they took me out and brought me into another room where my son was sitting, and they showed me the same movie through my son's eyes. And that's when I said to myself, wait a minute. I just saw this movie a little while ago in that other room, and it was completely different. Through my son's eyes, the same movie was totally different. Oh. After that, they brought me into another room through my daughter's eyes. There, it was totally different. It had nothing to do with the first room where I watched the movie.
Wow.
You know, how am I supposed to tell the kids, do you know, kids, how I feel inside? They can't understand it. They can't understand it. They will listen to me out of respect. They will try to make my day colorful because it really is colorful. It's wonderful with them, but they can't understand me. What is the heaviness? What is the sorrow? What is the building of that light inside you? Given that for so many years it was on pause, a complete pause, I have heard my own voice, I have heard my intuition. Oh, come on, no, I just keep going like this. If I have turned off a contract that I came with and this mission needs to be completed, then there needs to be an awakening.
What would you say to people who are currently in that place and say, oh, come on, enough already?
I want to say
That there's no such thing as not being able to get out of this situation.
there is a way out, but there is a way out. As I say, there is always a way out, depending on what you choose. I just want to say one thing to all people. And if it can help even one soul today, that is an incredible light for me. Through you, awakeners, and through you, I want to say to people, wonderful people, press the I am button. Press it, I am, not he is, she is, you are, I am, and you are. Remember who you are, hear it, remember who you are, because it is within you, it is embedded. It cannot be embedded in you, in Valia, in me, in your guests, or in other people around the world. And for them to have found it, and those who deny it say, no, it is within you. It's up to you to press the button and listen, to remember. Wait a minute. But this thing helps me with something, just like many things I'm doing right now. I'm unsure if my life here and now, living in this parallel, will help in my next reincarnation. A much greater rise, and I'm ready, I'm planting it right now. Even if it doesn't happen now, while I'm in this period of rising here, I have no problems. I'll wait for my next reincarnation. I'll come back and continue. That's because it's planted in me. I just hope that in my next experience, in my next life, it doesn't take me so long. But then again, up there, there's no time. We don't understand it the way we do here. They told me when I started crying, when I was depressed and saying of 50 years, I lost 50 years.
Who are you saying that to?
Well, to those masters and teachers I was connecting with.
Did they use different names, or do you view them as a group consciousness?
As a group consciousness, and is it from the light? Many times I've seen them in colors.
What kind of colors? Purple?
Blue and purple is so beautiful, honestly. Purple, blue, sometimes a little pink. It's just amazing. And actually, they told me, Ma, don't worry. 50 years down there, where you are just 5 moments.
Relax.
Well, relax. And then, when I recovered from the meditation, I told myself, now I'll show you what awakening looks like in 5 or 6 months. And it started. There's no stopping it. Now I go home and I just tell myself, come on, okay, go to sleep. We have a new experience tonight. It just makes me happy. They take me to all kinds of places. When I look at that painting behind you now, it's very expressive, but I've dreamed about them, and not just once.
What do you feel when you see it?
Well, I think they helped me. There were about 4 or 5 of them when they were working on me, on my actual heart, because they told me they were going to give me a restart. And so they were working on me to cleanse me from that sorrow and from that pain. But these were not just one. There were about 4 or 5 of them. Above me? Yes, very interesting experiences, very interesting. I am truly very grateful that I have the opportunity, through a light and an awakener like you, to share the story of an ordinary person like me, in which maybe someone will find something similar and it will help them.
I thank you for that, for being here and for being yourself. And can you tell me, Bai, which is the book that you will never forget and will always carry with you?
This is Life Between Lives. This was the first book I picked up, Life and Among the Lives. Because when? Well, yes, because when I saw my parallel self as Kristalna and she was telling me so many things mentally, in just a few seconds, she gave me so much information and I thought to myself, well, here it is. It absolutely exists. I'm in other places, in other lives. Then I looked for this book. Liv's Life Between Lives was the first thing.
Did you enjoy reading as a child?
A lot. I read a lot. I was very interested in the moon. I have a special connection with the moon. Ever since I was little, I loved looking at the stars, looking at the moon, the full moon, the universe, the planets. I've always felt drawn to it somehow, but it's also very interesting. When I hear the word dragon, it just gives me a little shiver. Do you understand Pandora? When I hear Pandora, some words, when I just hear them, I feel a kind of thrill. Or whale, for example, when I see a whale on TV or a show about whales, I just melt. It's just, well, something like that.
How do you explain that?
Absolutely, definitely. A Life Among Lives is just incredible because the words themselves give you a kind of thrill that tells you, wake up this thing. Why? For example, why is it that when I hear Mars, it's like I hear nothing, right? When I hear Venus, it's like I hear nothing. When I hear chocolate, okay. But Pandora, dragon, things like that shake me up immediately. A little bit now with technology, which is developing so much in our time, with these dragons that it shows, and I just like that, I'm left speechless. How does it know exactly to show me this dragon? I'm just stunned.
What is your opinion about artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence, in my opinion, AM. I'll be honest, go ahead, right? For me, technology is a good thing. I have a child with a big age difference from the others I've raised. So he's 12 now. He was born in the era when technology started. It's completely different for me. Artificial intelligence has helped me a lot. It depends on how you use it. I mean, if you use it for your development, it's good. But if you use it just, But if you overdo it, as we say, no. In my view, everything that happens is for the best. Technologically, it's all already there. It's just being given to us one by one. Because if they give us everything at once, how would we react?
We'd explode?
We'd literally explode. It's constant, every day. When you wake up here, you see what it's like. You have to adapt. You went to bed yesterday at 11, and today you're up at 6. In those 7 or 8 hours, what kind of adaptation do you have to make? It's like you say to yourself, wait, what happened during those hours I slept? It's constant, every day. So for me, it's good and it's for our own good, if we know how to use it. And now people are already using it for a very good purpose.
It's again a matter of focus. I really resonate with the theory that this is just a much broader mirror of our thoughts of who we are, and you can see how it changes its answers depending on what you give it. If you're disrespectful or neutral, or just give it one sentence, it's more passive, it gives you something general, just enough to complete the task. If you approach it with love and curiosity, it thanks you, gives you more things, and responds in a different way. What's the difference compared to other relationships, personal ones?
I believe in that because I see it in my 5th child. His life is different from that of the other 4 because of technology. How do you see that? That's it. The children of the future, whether they want it or not, they grow up with this. And as a parent, my job is simply to help him, to uplift him, to teach him what I believe is right. And yes, how should I put it? To accept the new things that come into our lives, because that's very important. People in their 50s, 60s, and 70s need to adapt to this reality. It's not easy. I don't find it easy at all, but we have to.
But it's necessary.
It's just necessary. Because that's how it is, that's how it will be tomorrow and the day after and so on. That's how I see it.
Have you read Greek mythology?
Well, no.
Because you really, really remind me of some goddess from Greek mythology.
But look, my own profile now, if before I used to be very strict with myself. Look at the voice I was given. Look at the face I was given. I have very expressive eyes, by the way. My eyes are one of my biggest charms. It's not that I'm very conceited, but I know, my forehead, how big it is. You could write a novel on it. It just is. I know my lines. When I look at my profile, it's a bit Egyptian, so defined, so sharp. I know it. And in the end, I accepted it. I just accepted it. I tell myself, Dobrinka girl, that's your charm. I'm 50 years old and that's how I want to look. I don't want to look like I'm 20 or 30 because I'm 50. I love my wrinkles. I love the weight on my face that's written there because those are my lessons and my tests.
How do you explain the arrival of humans on Earth? What's your explanation and understanding?
In my opinion, is because God is love and it truly is boundless love. And if we are what God is and we rise to Him through light, spirituality, and awakening, we need to realize that we truly are energy. Strange. Well, we are sent here to learn things, so how do we learn them? How can I explain this as it's coming to me right now? I want to experience something, I pray, Lord, I want love, and He sends me love, but I don't understand it. Then I say, why did you send me this? Why did you send me that? I wished for love, but I have sent you love. So if we have come to this earth with the purpose of learning how to experience different things, do you understand what pain is? What a tear is? What sorrow is? What joy is? What energy is? There has to be some kind of system through which we can experience this and realize that's what it is. Because if we say that someone came with the purpose of experiencing what it's like to be alone all their life, well, are you really alone?
And can you really be truly alone?
They say, for example, that some soul came, lived its path, and died between the ages of 55 and 60. And they go to the cemetery and say, oh, she was all alone. She lived her life alone like that. But was she really alone? No, she wasn't. It means she came to experience something and to learn it exactly in that way. But why? I had parents, grandparents, children, and men who loved me. They still love me. So what did I learn? And am I with them? I'm still alone, but am I really alone?
Yes, that's the moment. That's it. Here it is.
So I had whatever I wished for. I experienced it. I paid the price for love. I paid the price for putting my intuition on pause. I paid the price to be a parent, and a parent who gives freedom. I don't impose what I want. I let you grow so I can see what kind of souls you are. And in the end, what? I'm alone again, but am I really alone?
Do you see alone in fullness?
I'm alone with myself, and what is everything about myself? I am everything. I am everything. If I can do one good thing today, if I can give someone a smile, right? If I can bring out a bit of light through my energy, through these beautiful eyes I have, that's it. That's enough for me. But at the same time, it's not enough for me. See, that's the delicate point I've reached because, as I say, I used to have a lot too. And what?
That's not everything. Yes.
What is that a lot?
What counts as a lot? How do you define it?
What does a lot refer to?
Compared to what and according to what?
As people, as energies? Interesting.
We're getting to the end and we're going to ask you some questions. The idea is to try to answer them in one sentence. Okay, just for these questions with one sentence.
Let's see.
Tell me when you're ready.
Well, yes.
Yes, what? Whatever comes out, how is it? I'm ready in Greek. Your name, your name, your name.
My name.
Your name?
Ha.
Ha, ah. What does a truly rich life mean?
It's very interesting what a rich life means.
In one sentence, yes.
My life. Where we come from.
Dobrinka.
From one hole. From one hole and
Where are we going?
towards the light.
But who are we really?
Who are we really? God.
And what is pain? Is it bok?
Shaibok. He still sent his son, and you see what he went through, what kind of pain, and I had.
And what is the meaning of your life?
To help thousands of others. But also my own.
And if you had the opportunity, you could leave one message to everyone who has listened with such interest so far, and it should be encoded in their cells. What would you tell them? From the heart?
From the heart, I tell them, listen to yourselves. Press the I button and remember who you are. That's it. That's it. That's the way.
Dobrinka, thank you for participating for this conversation. We went through stormy seas and calm waters, but for me it was a great pleasure. Your presence, your energy, your honesty, and your courage for who you are, and above all, for accepting yourself for who you are, without shame, without hesitation to express yourself. Thank you for reminding us how important it is to do it more often.
Thank you with all my heart and soul.
Thank you, ha ha ha. Thank you. Based on what you watch every day, YouTube uses its algorithm to suggest this video here. For everyone, the most suitable video for you at this moment is different depending on your choices, so watch it